1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. Having Pallas in Libra is a really nice balanced place for Pallas, because Pallas is, all about wisdom and negotiating in a way that basically doesn't really ruffle too many feathers. It's like the example that I gave in the main video where Mars is going to be brutal and aggressive and violent and just make it happen that way, where Pallas, on the other hand, is going to be diplomatic, and Libra is all about diplomacy. Because Libra is the type of energy that's going to look at both sides of a situation. And what makes Libra so powerful and make Libras great judges and mediators are because they have a strong ability, being an air sign, where they are able to look at both sides of a situation and not get their emotions involved and make a decision from that point. And I think that way of being is super powerful, especially in today's day, because, with a lot going on the media and in the world, people are so good at telling stories and playing on other people's emotions and getting people to make decisions emotionally, when in all reality, that decision needs to be made on a practical level. But our emotions are so powerful, and because storytellers know that all too well. I love this show called Mad Men. Mad Men helped me to understand marketing on a bigger level. I love the part where he says to the girl, the main character says to the main character girl, or one of them, don't you know that your idea of love is something that we sold you in the process of trying to sell you pantyhose? So basically, a lot of emotions and titles that we associate with emotions are something that was sold to us. I mean, I guess everything, it was sold to us to a certain extent, because as children, we were taught, we were programmed. So because of that, a lot of the times, or not a lot of, most of the times, our emotions drives everything that we do. Where with Libra, on the other end, could be easily mistaken as cold and detached, because their emotions are not what drives their decision. And that is extremely powerful and important, because say, for example, a good judge, is someone that's able to look at both sides of the evidence and make a decision, where an emotional judge might look at, basically someone presents information to him and say, based on his family's history and everything that they've been through, if it's presented to him in a way that's going to touch his heart, based on everything he's been through, he might make a decision solely having to do with personal things that he's been through, not realizing that, he was manipulated to rule in a certain way, because this person know that his ancestors experienced this and that. And because of that, it's going to trigger him, and it's going to be all that he sees when he looks at the evidence. Where a Libra person is able to put their emotions aside and look at both sides. And I feel like that's powerful. That's how negotiating should go. So having Pallas and Libra, whenever you're negotiating, you like to look at both sides of a situation before making a decision. Or when you're communicating with a person, you like to hear their perspective, or understand where they're coming from, or understand them to a certain extent before, you go back and forth and make that decision. One thing with Libra energy that I believe could be challenging when it comes to decision making is the fact that basically Libra energy, Libra seek balance. So because Libras seek balance, Libras will put themselves on one scale and the things that, you know, they find valuable, that they see value in, on the other scale, and they'll help that to basically understand themselves better or get a better view of where they are, like, you know, success-wise or status-wise or whatever. So when it comes to negotiating, because Libras tend to do that a lot of the times, often not even realizing it, you might give someone way more credit than they deserve, and it might intimidate you and not allow you to stand up and basically fight for whatever it is you believe in the way you would, the way you should, you know. So that ability to compare yourself to others, to put someone on the scale and balance the scale out, often the scale won't balance in your favor depending on how you see yourself. Like, what kind of image do you have of yourself? How do you view yourself? That will play a big part on how that balances out. So the hips and the kidneys are ruled over by Libra. So if you are experiencing challenges when it comes to your hips or your kidneys, you know, that will happen whenever the immune system is off, because Pallas in Libra is going to bring our attention to our hips and our kidneys whenever, you know, there's a lack of balance there. And I know the kidneys are connected to the third chakra, and the third chakra is our creative, you know, it's basically it's a creative energy point within our body. I was going to call the name of it, but I don't want to say it's the solar plexus, and I don't think it's the sacral. I think it is the solar plexus. If not, you could correct me in the comments. But basically if that is off, like, that is where we are creative, we are expressive. So if you're experiencing challenges with the hips or the kidneys, basically that might show that there's a lack of balance when it comes to your negotiation style. And again, negotiation doesn't have to only do with, you know, business negotiating. Negotiating could have to do with, like, our everyday, you know, with our partners, getting our partner to do this for us and we'll do that for them, or, you know, some kind of exchange or whatnot. And if you're experiencing challenges in those areas that I mentioned, that could show that because there's a lack of balance there within the body, it's reflecting a lack of balance in the life on a whole and the energy. So a lot of the times it's our bodies that will help us to realize that, you know, our lives is out of balance in one way or the other. And the third chakra has to do with creativity, and negotiating is very creative. And it's creative because basically you cannot use the same approach of negotiating with everyone. You know, like, communication is creative, whether you're writing, speaking, or whatnot, it's creative. You're expressing yourself, but it's coming from within. And it's not robotic. It's going to be unique and different depending on who you're speaking to. So if you're experiencing challenges within those areas, it shows that you need to bring more creativity into your life. You need to bring more childlike energy into your life. And of course, the biggest part of our immune system is in our gut. So digestion will play a big part here. You know, how are we eating? A lot of the times our eating has everything to do with our energy, our mood. Like, if we're sad, like, I know for me personally, like, I eat if I'm sad, or I'll eat to celebrate and things like that, where when I'm balanced, my diet is balanced. So, you know, that's something to consider. So Pallas in Libra, are you subscribed to this channel? And if you have not subscribed, why? Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and drop me a yellow heart in the comment box below to let me know that you are here. I would love to hear from you. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.